All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start this lesson off by giving all the praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakudash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Honors to all the brothers who are still firmly pushing the word in sincerity and in faith. And Shalom to all the sincere believers. Now, this lesson is going to be based on a storm that's expected to bring heavy rain and high risk of flooding for some in Southern California. So, the ending of this year is going to be full of a lot of storms, a lot of rainstorms, and a lot of snowstorms for certain areas. So, through the Spirit, I'm going to read this article, get some precepts, and Lord's will, you're edified. Said evacuation warnings are now in effect as Southern California prepares for several inches of rainfall, strong winds, and possible mudslides through Christmas. An atmospheric river will slam into California during Christmas week, bringing heavy rain and flash flooding concerns. Across Los Angeles, I think that was supposed to be Orange County, San Bernardino, Riverside, and Ventura counties, communities are preparing for the storm. Nicknamed the Pineapple Express, since it's coming from Hawaii, the storm is set to arrive on Tuesday, with rain picking up at night into Wednesday. The National Weather Service has upgraded parts of Southern California to high risk for excessive rainfall and flash flooding on Christmas Eve. The high risk area is just north of the city of Los Angeles and includes places like Burbank, Altadena, Glendale, San Bernardino, Santa Clarita, and Thousand Oaks. SoCal ski resorts closing due to storm. City officials say stay off roads due to possible flooding, mudslides, and mountainous terrain. Timeline of when atmospheric river storm will hit Southern California. Palisades fire burn zone prepped with tarps, K-rail, and sandbags. Map shows evacuation warnings, orders for Los Angeles County. Since ski resorts in Southern California will be closed due to the storm, we are prioritizing our guests and employees' safety by closing the 24th and the 25th. Mountain High Resort in Brightwood posted online, adding that the resort will reopen Friday. Thank you for understanding, and we hope to see you here at Mountain High. Snow Valley will also be closed on Wednesday and Thursday due to the weather. Skiing and snowboarding projected opening date is now January 3rd, 2026. A statement read on the website for the Big Bear Mountain Resort. Says city officials took turns offering advice ahead of the evening storm, urging people to stay off the roads. Some areas like Burbank began to see light rain early Tuesday afternoon, but the bulk of the rain is still hours away. During a press conference, Dr. Ariel Cohen, the meteorologist in charge of the National Weather Service in Los Angeles, said a storm of this severity affects the area every 5 to 10 years. He downplayed the threat of mudslides in the burn-scarred areas, saying rainfall rates may only approach or marginally exceed the debris flow thresholds. So while debris flows on the burn scars will be possible in general, they should be minor to moderate. However, he did stress the threat of urban flooding as well as mudslides in mountainous terrain. So with as much total rain as what we're expecting, widespread significant flooding will likely occur in urban and poor drainage areas, especially in and around the higher terrain. There will almost certainly be numerous rock slides and mudslides along with areas of severe flooding in urban locations and along freeways, which is why being out on the roads will be especially dangerous. Yeah. And the thing is, this comes as no surprise because, the Lord usually does this around this time of year. A lot of rainstorms and a lot of snowstorms. But that makes traveling, whether by road or by air, very difficult because roads can get shut down and Airports can get shut down, which causes delays and cancellations of people's flights. Yeah, I remember it was either last year around this time or the year before where a lot of people got stranded in these airports because the Lord sent a major snowstorm, you know. So the Lord, he could easily run that back. And the thing is, so many people get affected because so many people travel during the holidays. So a lot of people end up stuck in traffic or stuck at the airport. Baruch 4:32, miserable are the cities which thy children served. Miserable is she that received thy sons. And these cities are miserable. You know, the constant rain, the flooding, the power outages, you know. And if there's powerful winds, trees are falling all over the place, falling onto people's homes, falling onto people's cars, falling into the road. It's a lot of chaos. And then if it's a major snowstorm, roads get blocked off. People can't get out of their house because there's so much snow. Roads have to get shut down. Yeah, it makes traveling an absolute nightmare. And the Lord is only going to continue to, apply more pressure and bring more storms and tempests upon these cities. Isaiah 29:6, thou shalt be visited of the Lord Yahweh of hosts with thunder and with earthquake and great noise, with storm and tempest and the flame of devouring fire. And that's right. There's going to be a lot more earthquakes, a lot more fires, a lot more rainstorms and lightning storms and hailstorms and snowstorms and tornadoes. Like, the Lord is going to continue to just turn things up. Isaiah 28:2, behold, the Lord hath the Salakia. Isaiah 28:2, behold, the Lord hath a mighty and strong one, which has a tempest of hail and a destroying storm, as a flood of mighty waters overflowing shall cast down to the earth with the hand. And like that article said, the Lord is going to send some rain that could cause some urban flooding, could cause some mudslides. Things could become very, very dangerous depending on how much rain the Lord sends. Psalms 83:14, as the fire burneth a wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. Verse 15, so persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. And clearly that's what the Lord is doing, sending these powerful storms, which make people afraid. That's why these, governors and mayors and city officials have to warn people, like, hey, stock up on food and water and flashlights and, coolers with ice in them, because who knows what's going to happen, like, stay off the roads if it's possible as well, because, the roads are going to be very slippery and it's going to be very dangerous. And a lot of car crashes do tend to happen when, when it's raining or it has snowed and the roads are very slippery. So, yeah, anybody that does have to be on the road for whatever reason, should just drive very cautiously. But if they don't have to be out on the road, then they shouldn't go outside, because it's going to be very dangerous. But at the end of the day, the Lord is going to place people wherever he wants them. And if he wants to place certain people on the road and then they, get into some horrible wreck and get wounded or killed, then that's just their judgment. And the Lord does a lot of judging during the holidays because there's a lot more people out and about, traveling. So, these people are, just moving targets basically for the Lord. And for all the people who were saying that this year, 2025, was not their year because of everything that has taken place, and they think that next year is going to be better, the Lord has another thing coming for them because it's going to be so much worse. Every year that passes is going to be worse than the last. That's what people don't understand. We are in the last days. There is nothing good that's going to be happening for these people. The only ones who are actually happy about what's happening are those of us of the hopeful elect, because we know all of this chaos leads to the kingdom. And that's what we're looking forward to. That's our light at the end of the tunnel. You know? So for all of these people talking about, well, this year sucked, but next year should be better. Nah, it's going to be worse. It's going to be a lot worse. But like I said, this is what those of us of the hopeful elect want. Because ultimately we want the kingdom. And the only way to get to the kingdom is got to go through all this chaos. Got to go through Jacob's trouble. So with that, I'm going to wrap it up here. Closing, I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Rakakwadash, the Wadi Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, for putting the spirit on me to do this lesson. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Honors to all the brothers who are fervently pushing the word in sincerity and in faith. And shalom to all the sincere believers. Hope you all stay strong, stay safe, stay fervent, stay circumspect, stay prayed up, and Adawan Ratazah. Until next time, shalom.